This video is part 4 of the 2D top view furniture exercise drafted in Mac AutoCAD. The part 3 2D furniture video demonstrated drafting 3 chairs, focusing on traditional drafting techniques using AutoCAD commands such as line, offset, fillet, and the 3-point arc command. In this final video of the 2D furniture exercise in AutoCAD, we will be drafting the 2-cushion sofa and the baby grand piano. The relevant AutoCAD commands for part 4 include line, offset, trim, extend, fillet, 3-point arc. Although we've explored these commands in parts 1, 2, and 3 of this lesson, the sofa and baby grand piano will teach you even more drafting techniques with these commands. Let's get started. The OSNAP settings for this lesson include endpoint, midpoint, circle, quadrant, and perpendicular. Zoom in to the compartment for the sofa. We start with the line command. Toggle the ortho function F8 on to draw the orthographic straight lines. At the command line, type L to initiate the line command. Pick a point on the screen. Drag your mouse in the 0 degrees direction. Type 7 feet 3 inches, enter. Drag your mouse down in the 270 degree direction. Type 3 feet 1.5 inches, enter. Drag your mouse in the 180 degree direction. Type 7 feet 3 inches, enter. Drag your mouse in the 90 degree direction. Type 3 feet 1.5 inches, enter. Set the offset command to 4 inches. Offset the left, top, and right sides to the inside of the object. Trim the overlapping lines. Round the corners of the sofa arms next. At the command line, type fillet, R for radius, enter. 0.75 inches, enter. M for multiple, enter. Draw a horizontal line to connect the right sofa arm. This was trimmed when we used the fillet command on the left side of the sofa arm. Repeat the fillet command on this side. At the command line, type fillet, M for multiple, enter. Pick on the corners of the sofa arm. Draw back the line for the cushion. Pick a starting point at the top of the radius edge. You will need to zoom in to see the arc starting point. Extend the line to the opposite side of the sofa. Set the offset value to 6 inches. Use the offset command to create the back cushions of the sofa. Now draft a perpendicular line from the midpoint of the top horizontal line that represents the sofa back. Use the fillet command to create the radius corners for the cushions. At the command line, type fillet, R for radius, enter. 3 inches, enter. Pick on the perpendicular lines of the cushion. Redraft the left side cushion using the line command. Repeat the fillet command with a radius of 3 inches. Let's repeat the order of operations for the top cushions on the sofa. Draft a short perpendicular line to separate the top cushions. Now use the fillet command to set a radius of 3 inches, again to create the shape of the cushions. The final steps are to use the fillet command to create small radius edges around the outside of the sofa. At the command line, type fillet, R for radius, enter, 1.5 inches, enter, M, enter for multiple. Radius the outside and the inside back corners of the sofa. Use the Move command to move the furniture tag to the sofa compartment. Command S on your keyboard will conduct a quick save of your work so far. Continue to the baby grand piano next. In this part of the lesson, we move on to draft the 2D symbol of the baby grand piano. We will use the following AutoCAD commands for this part: line, offset, 3-point arc, fillet, rectangle, move, point style or mode, divide, and introduce a new arc style, start, end, and direction. The O-snap settings you will need for this lesson include endpoint, midpoint, node, intersection, and perpendicular. Let's get started drafting. Zoom into the compartment for the baby grand piano. Start with the line command. At the command line, type L, enter. Pick a point on the screen. Drag the line in the 0-degree direction and then type 61 inches, enter. Drag the line in the 270-degree direction and type 58 inches, enter. Drag the line in the 180-degree direction and type 61 inches, enter. Drag the line in the 90-degree direction and type 58 inches, enter, in the command. You can always end the command by hitting the Enter Return key again or the Escape key. Now that we've drafted the baby grand piano dimensions, we need to create the specific geometry that defines the iconic shape of the piano. To help us divide up the line segments, let's set the point style, or PD mode, to 3. Notice when the point style, or PD mode, is set back to 3, if you didn't erase the nodes from a previous lesson, the nodes are visible again. Use the divide command to equally divide the line into segments. At the command line, type divide, enter. Pick on the left vertical line, type 3, enter. You should now see 2 nodes. Draft a line from the top node to the perpendicular point of the right vertical line. Use the trim command to eliminate the part of the line above the top node of the vertical line. I recommend deleting the nodes since you will no longer need them for the next steps. Offset the shortened left vertical line. At the command line, type offset. Type 14 inches, enter. Pick on the vertical line and drag inside the piano geometry. Next, use the 3-point arc command. Pick the top endpoint of the offset line, the midpoint of the left vertical line, and the bottom endpoint of the offset line, as you see me do here. Delete the offset line and trim away the extraneous lines around the arc. Now divide the top horizontal line into segments next. At the command line, type divide, enter. Pick the horizontal top line, enter. 3, enter. You should see 2 nodes. We continue with a new arc definition. Look for the arc called Start, End, Direction. Pick from the right node and the end point of the horizontal offset line. You will need to rely on your creative eye here to make the curves blend smoothly. It might also help to turn off the O-snap once you've picked the second point, but before you've picked the third point. If you find that the O-snap settings interfere with the final point of the arc placement, now is a good time to toggle off the function 3 O-snap or toggle off the O-snap icon at the bottom of the drawing area before you pick on the final placement of the arc. Once the final arc is completed, clean up the lines you used to construct the piano you no longer need. Trim or delete lines and nodes so that you have only the outline of the piano. I recommend further refinement of the points where the arcs meet by adding an additional fillet radius. To do this, at the command line type fillet, R for radius, enter, 12 inches, enter, M for multiple, enter. Pick on the horizontal top line segment and the connecting arc. Then pick on the two connecting arcs, enter or escape to end the command. Suppress the point style or PD mode by resetting the value to 0. Now use the rectangle command to draft the piano bench. At the command line type REC or rectangle, and then pick a point on the screen. Drag the rectangle shape out, but do not pick a second point. Instead, type D for dimension. 13 inches, enter. 42 inches, enter. Pick a point on the screen to accept the rotation angle. This ends the command. Now move the furniture tag for the baby grand piano over to the specified area. This concludes part 4 of the 2D furniture exercise. Objects drafted in this video included the 2-seat cushioned sofa and the baby grand piano. This video reviewed the AutoCAD commands from the 2D furniture parts 1, 2, and 3, including line, offset, 3-point arc, fillet, rectangle, move, point style or PD mode, divide, and introduced a new arc style, start, end, and direction.